Yeah.
Hey YouTube, I had to take one of my wind generators down to do some repairs to it. So, here's my wires that were coming out. I have two sets for two different power leads to come out. I only had the one hooked up. This one was for future use.
When you gotta go to the doctor. You go every 2 months, right?
Anyway, I'll get into that later. I just have this shaft of a piece of aluminum, 1-inch pipe here that I heated and I hit with a hammer to get it flat so I could get it on here. But anyway, I kept having a loose blade. Let me turn this over. I'm gonna have to take this all apart. Right here. See how loose? It's real loose. And what happened is the screw part on the outside has gotten stripped. My drill can't tighten that down enough. So I'm going to have to do something different and put my screws. I'm actually going to use bolts and a nut. Put my bolt on the inside and have the nut on the outside. So I won't have this problem again. And that's all. That's going to be coming up. I'll show you the inside, show you how I built it, and the stuff I had to buy to actually make this work. And that'll be coming up. But first I have to disassemble this and get it down to the magnets. What happened was I think my magnets, with all the high winds we had here, this thing was spinning so fast it accumulated all the magnets together. So that's what I gotta fix, I think, inside. And that'll be in another video. Thanks for watching. Hey YouTube, this is part 2 on my repair of my ceiling fan wind generator. You guys get to see the inside, and I'll be taking you through the repair and rebuild of this wind generator that I had outside. Now this was outside for about 2 years, and you can see it's still in good condition, barely any rust at all. And here's the inside. Has a little spots of rust for 2 years. That ain't bad. So anyway, what I found out inside is, I just want to say, when you take down your wind generator to do any work to it, watch out for spiders in there, because I did have a spider in here and I was able to kill it, so before it bit me. And looking at my magnets right in this area, you can see that these two are close together, and that shouldn't be. And as I go on, it's a big gap in between here. And down in here the magnets are together, so I was losing power. Then up here I only had 3. I had a big gap, another big gap, magnet, magnet. These two were close together. So basically what I gotta make sure I do is get my spacings right, and I have to add some super glue to my magnet to keep them in place, because with that hurricane we got with Sandy, Well, we didn't get the hurricane, we got the high winds. The winds actually busted the metal bracket holding my blade on the generator. And I think that's when the magnets became close together like this. So I'm most likely going to be adding more magnets to this unit and create more power from it. This is the outside, hardly no rust at all, except right there. And I think that rust was from the bolt, because here's the bolt I took out of there. And you can see the end is rusty. So, not too bad a shape. I'm happy with it. I'm going to go ahead and remove this inner ring. Take that out. I'm going to take all the magnets out and kind of look inside here. Make sure there's no magnets up under the other side there on the bottom. And I'll go through it. Make sure I checked all these to make sure none of these copper wires were broken. They all look pretty good. And this ring you can get at Home Depot. You see what it looks like. They sell it by the angle iron in hardware. You gotta look around for it and kind of see what that looks like. Right there. And what I do is I take that and I bend it around the outside here. I bend it around as far as I could get it and then work it inside. And bring it all the way around. Then I'll make my mark. I'll cut it with my air gun. I could cut it with my air gun. My grinder. And I usually cut it a little bit longer. Then I could work it down to where I need it to be. You know, I did about 3 cuts just to get it to fit inside right, so it won't collapse and end up hitting on the stator. It should stay against the wall like that. But when I took it apart, it hit against here. And I'll be talking more about these wires, how to try to find the best wires to use. I'm using the yellow and white on this one as my main wires. So that'll be once I'm done with the rebuild. And this way you can see how I build these. And I'm going to go ahead and start taking this apart. I'm going to get all these magnets out and get them in order. I'm going to show you guys how to put them in order and how to place your magnets. And I'm going to end this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alright, YouTube. So basically what I did so far was I took out my magnets. I removed the banding. I had to switch this plate, which had the little 3 screws. I'd take that off, get that back together, and because this one was on the back. This one here was on the back, but this one was actually here, and basically I had to take this one off and put this one back on, because on this side the stator was sticking up too high, so I had to get that there, put that in there so it sits lower, the stator is lower, and I'm able to insert my magnets just right on the inside of this for the stator. In other words, you want your magnets, I'll just take this one and put it here. So you want your magnets to be like that. Okay, even with the stator. You want it even with the stator. And you can see how tight I got this piece of steel in here. It's really pretty tight in there, and it's not going to be able to pop out. Like with the magnet here, if I put this magnet here, the magnet's not going to pull this metal off this thin edge on the outside and make it stick onto the stator, because the stator spins around the magnet, see? So that's why I use this thickness. Now I do have a nice gap in here that could be filled with a thinner magnet. You know, I put my magnet north and then one on top south, and reversing that order over here. But right now I don't have the thinner magnets to put in. So I'm going to try to work my magnets in. Before I'd put a magnet here, I'd skip this one, and I'd put a magnet here, so I'm going to try to get every one of these with a magnet. See if I can do it. I'm messing around here, and I have this here with my magnets, which caught everything else on the table basically. So these are rare earth magnets. I got these on Amazon. You know, they don't cost that much, but I just have to make time and get thinner magnets for it. Now over here I have another one set up, but these little holes here that you put the screws in, they get stripped. So what I gotta do is find out the distance from in the hole. Let me get my magnifying glass here. You see the copper inside. You'll have to find the distance from that copper to the top of this steel plate here, and see if I could get a bolt through that hole. And then when I mount my blades on, all I have to do is put a nut and a lock washer on the outside and tighten it down. This will prevent these from coming loose, because they get stripped very easy when you're tightening them, and it's a pain in the neck. So that's another thing I'm going to be doing. When you first get your wind generator motor, you're going to find that these two cover plates here will be on the opposite sides. And when you get them, you want to pop each cover off and reverse them. And because you do that, you now have a mounting surface away from your wires for the blades. Okay, you'll be able to mount your blades now. The back becomes the front, the front becomes the back with the wires. And I'm going to go ahead and get my magnets positioned on the outside and see what's working best in my situation here. So I'm actually going to open this up and use the magnets inside it. This one is really good. I built this really good, but like I said, these holes are stripped and I won't be able to use what I have to use for blades right now until I could get 2x4s, cut them down, and be able to mount them in this shell, because this is the higher end on this one. So I'm hoping when I get this on, I could maybe make something to fit in this groove around the outside. It will give me plenty of room to mount my bolts through these holes to hold on the blades. So these ain't warped, these ain't stripped yet, but they're getting there. And the outsides are really bad. You can see I have all different kinds. I got flathead here, Phillips here. I got these here, different ones here. So just finding the right thing that you could use. Which for me, been into this for quite a few years now, so I'm ready to go with the bolt design. This way I don't have to mess with it no more. Alright YouTube, thanks for watching. I'm going to go ahead and get my magnets in order to be put on here on the inside. I'm going to put them on the outside for now, and then I'll be putting them on the inside. So thanks for watching. Hey YouTube, I just want to show you how I place my magnets on the inside. Right here I have a north, a south, north, south, north, south, all the way around. I'm using double the magnets, and let me get it set up just right. Now that's how I start off with the copper winding. You can see how the copper winding is there. And I just do north, south, north, south, north, south, all the way around. Now the last time I did this, I just skipped one. I went and did a north, skip, south. Well, that's a north. I skipped this magnet. I went south. I skipped that magnet. And what that does is it still gives you power coming out of this generator, you know, to charge your battery, but let you charge in lighter winds. With this here, this is going to charge in heavier winds, and I've been getting the heavy winds, so I decided to make this one even stronger and produce a lot more power. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. I have my multimeter here. I can't really spin it too fast because it's really hard to move. Let me see if I can give it a good half a spin. I don't know. I'm kind of blocking the light now. Really blocking the light, I know. It's hard to do with one hand. That's kind of how hard it is, you know, to move. The whole thing wants to turn. Well, it's like a quarter turn right there. Right there, just 9 point. Now I'm just moving it back and forth a little bit. It's really hard to move. That's the problem. So, that's 5. Try to get 5 again. 6. And I'm only doing this. See? Half turns. and I don't want to, because I don't want to pull the wires out, you know. So if I had an assistant, let me see if I can hook this up here and prop this up. You can kind of see that, right? I'm going to spin it a little bit harder. There's 13. 13, 14. Okay. 12. So this is going to be a heavy winch. There you go. 13. 18. And so once this thing gets cranking, this is going to put out. I'm really hardly just going like this. It's not even full turns. So we'll see what it does. I just wanted to show you that. And I'm going to end this video here. Hey YouTube. I have this here. I know you guys are probably wondering, what the heck is this? Well, this here is going to be where my blades attach. In here. Now I could do, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blades if I want to. So I'm going to do 4 blades. I'm going to go across this way and down that way. Try to get that up a little bit. I'm going to go down and across. That's going to be where my blades, one on this side, one on that side, one here for now. Because I know over here where I mount the original blades, here and here, the bolts are getting stripped, you know, so, and they're coming loose on me. That was my problem. So I had to take this one down, and I came up with this idea. And this actually will get mounted like that. And then my mounting screw will go on the inside hole and pop through like that. And then I have another one, I think, over here to line that up. It's down over, it's over here. Yeah, right there. And I have another one that goes in over in this area here. And I have another one that goes over in this hole. I didn't drill that one yet. So, and when I turn this over, trying to get that through. See, the wood was a little bit wet when I did it, so now it's getting a little bit stiff on me. But that's good, because this wood actually had a little bow in it before I cut it. And I actually put my transaxle on top of it to straighten it out, and it worked pretty good. So anyway, I'm probably gonna have to re-drill on these holes here, but that's fine. I don't mind. There it goes. Yeah, that one's real tight there. So I'll just do a re-drill on the hole, and this part will be turned over and placed on here. Now you notice these holes, which I didn't line up. I should have lined those up. But anyway, those holes are to allow my bolts, when I bolt this here together, I have this one here I could show you. Right here. That's how I clamp these two halves together and bolt them down. And I needed the extra room in here so I could clear the bolts. That worked out well so far. You can see this one sticking through. I have a washer, I have a lock washer, and a bolt that's going to go on there. On all four of these. I'm not quite finished with it yet. It's a little off center, so that I have to work with. Yeah, I'm looking forward to putting this back on, getting it all hooked up again. So I'm going to be working on that tonight. And how I made this cutout on a circle piece of wood was, this here came off my riding mower. Right now it's a spare, and I just put this on top of a piece of plywood, 3/4 inch plywood, and I traced all the way around it, and that's how I got my pattern to cut this out. You can see right there. That's how I cut this out with a jigsaw. And I'm going to end that here, and once I get it all back together, I'll show you how I put it back together, so you know. Then I'll do a video on how to find the right wires to hook up to. I don't think I explained that too good yet, so I'll do that too. Thanks for watching. Hey, what you're going to do is, once you get all your holes drilled, is flip this piece of wood upside down. And I'll show you upside down. This way you can mount your blades. And I forgot to mention that in the last video, so I just wanted to add that in there. Now this will be on the outside. The blades will be mounted here, or where, in this area, facing up where your pattern is. That's where the blades are going to go. And I just wanted to add that in there, so I didn't show that before. And on to the next video. Hey YouTube, I forgot to mention one important thing. When putting your bolts through, you gotta watch how much they hang out from the inside. Right now I'm actually below these little cutouts here, and these vent holes. I'm actually a little below, and that's where you want to be, because you don't want these bolts interfering and hitting your copper stator here, because that'll just totally destroy it. So when you're doing this, make sure you get the right bolts to go in here. Now these are rounded. I'd rather have flat ones in here, but I don't have any right now. And these are small enough where they're just going to fit below this ridge, not the center ridge, below this ridge here. You want that to sit just below that. That's all I wanted to bring up, and thanks for watching.